Order the Board of Education meeting for Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. Are there any speakers related to closed session topics? Thank you. In view of the Political Reform Act of 1974 and based on the recommendation of the board's legal counsel, this board is requesting that one of the trustees recuse themselves from closed session item 3A because of a conflict of interest under Government Code Section 87100. The board will now convene to closed session.
Anybody else? Okay.
We'll now convene open session and report out from closed session. Open session of the Board of Education meeting is live on YouTube. Visit the NHUSD Board of Education webpage for the link. If you're attending online via Zoom, use the raise hand feature to indicate you wish to provide public comment. Phone participants should press *9 to be added to the queue and wait to be called on. Community members may submit public comments to the board via email at publiccomment@nhusd.k12.ca.us before each meeting. The board received 13 public comments via email for tonight's meeting. I would like to remind the public that the board will not be responding to questions posed by those making public comments. Relative to closed session item 3A, the board reviewed invoices and approved partial payment of the invoices received. Relative to items 3B through 3F, the board took no action. Vice President Rafay will now lead the procedural items.
Please rise for Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Roll call, please.
Here. Here.
Here. Here.
Here.
May I have a motion and second to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Then acknowledgement. We want to open up this meeting by acknowledging with respect and love that the land we are on today is the traditional ancestral homeland of the Ohlone Chochenyo First People. We recognize and thank the Ohlone people as the original stewards of this land. Indigenous people must not be spoken about in past contexts as if they left on their own accord, where the real causes were white supremacy, manifest destiny, and US colonization. By recognizing we stand on the occupied indigenous territory of Ohlone people, we recommit ourselves to listen to Native leadership and stand in solidarity with people struggling against systems of oppression throughout the world, past and present. Now I'll hand it over to President Kumar.
Thank you, Vice President Rafay. Item 6.1, public comment on topics that are not on the agenda. Do we have any blue cards?
We do. We have two items two speakers not on the agenda. First is Andre Duran.
Thank you. Hello. Hello, I'm Andre Duran, a parent of 4 children in New Haven Unified School District, 2 in elementary and 2 in high school. Thank you, school board, for allowing me to speak tonight. I'm here because the Christian community is deeply offended and concerned about the decision to fly rainbow flags at every school for the entire month of October for a newly invented reason called LGBTQIA+ History Month, a measure that was passed without parent or student input. Flying these flags promotes and normalizes something that directly contradicts our faith and the values we are teaching our children at home. Worse, it forces an extremely inappropriate conversation onto children, discussions about sexual orientations and identities that no adult should be imposing on young minds in a public school setting, especially from teachers, principals, school board members, or their superintendent, all who are supposed to be trusted adults and a friend to students. This isn't just our personal belief, it's supported by federal law. On January 29th, 2025, President Trump signed Executive Order 14190 titled Ending Radical Indoctrination in K-12 Schooling, which opposes promoting gender and sexual ideologies in schools. Our schools receive federal funds, so compliance with this executive order isn't optional and is critical to avoiding funding cuts or legal challenges. Globally, Christians face persecution and genocide, and here we see this as a direct attack to our religious freedoms as well. Why elevate one worldview over ours, ignoring the convictions and beliefs of thousands of Christian families in New Haven? Flying these flags undermines parental authority and exposes our children to inappropriate content not suitable for their age. I urge you to remove the rainbow flags immediately, respect diverse beliefs, and focus on education, not indoctrination. Let's protect our children's innocence and promote unity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Duran.
Next speaker is Bianca Gentry.
Good evening, board members and district managers. Tonight, I want to talk about repairing the harm. I have asked this district for over 4 years how they are going to repair the harm that has been absorbed in the blood and bones of our children and teachers. We walk around this district like coffins, holding parts of ourselves that feel dead and broken. Our bodies, our nervous systems deserve better than what you subject us to and fail to protect us from. A man racially violated 4 of your students, my students, our students in a classroom, and also violated me. And because of how suffocating it is to carry the violence, the pain, and the hate alone without action, I spoke publicly about it. Till this day, nothing has been done. That man still works, still causes harm. Again, our bodies are not coffins, especially to racism and the anti-Blackness that you allow on your campuses. We should not have to hold any of this. Instead of support, you continue to throw dirt over us and our cherished stakeholders, the students. You protect the administration and adults that harm us. Where is their accountability and where is yours? District managers, your inaction is loud, and it is like a tumor that is poisoning the souls of our Black community. You have tattooed the hurt, sadness, rage, and disappointment. And even though I am personally under attack every day in my own classroom and treated horribly, I'm still going to get up here every month and stand to support the students that you are also supposed to be supporting. I will ask again and again, what are you going to do to repair the harm you have allowed and continue to allow into your district? Board members, I beg you to hold these district managers accountable. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gentry.
We have one more on for not on the agenda, and it's Kat Keeger. Here, sorry.
Hello. I'm here once again requesting that the board pass a resolution declaring NHUSD to be a sanctuary district, protecting students, staff, and families from federal agencies like ICE and CBP. The federal government continues to expand the scope of ICE, Homeland Security, the FBI, and CBP in a concerted effort to target non-whites regardless of immigration status, criminal status, or age. Any assurance from the federal government that they will respect and continue their sensitive locations policy regarding schools and churches should be considered irrelevant and temporary, particularly when one considers the violent and extreme lengths that federal agents are already operating within. Do not wait for them to officially announce a change in policy. They will not ask for permission or approval. We keep us safe. Protect our students, staff, and families by stating clearly and definitively that federal immigration agents are not welcome in our district. Tonight, the Coordinator of Assessment and Evaluation will present information to you regarding the Equity Report Card. This presentation will show you that only 5.5% of our student population is white. Based on that and the ongoing actions of the Trump administration, that means you should assume that approximately 95% of our student population is at risk of harassment and detention by federal law enforcement. The school board has a moral responsibility to take the most basic steps to protect its students, staff, and families from racist practices and overreaching government agencies. Declaring us a sanctuary district is the first step, and we have not even done that yet. Please do something.
Thank you, Ms. Keeler.
Those are all the blue cards we have for off.
Uh,
agenda.
Any speakers on Zoom for topics not on the agenda? No speakers on Zoom. All right, we're going to move on to public comment for topics on the agenda.
Okay, first speaker is Wendy Hung.
Give me a second, please. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Wendy Huang. Though the water polo boys used to call me Mrs. Chen. My son played water polo at James Logan High School from 2016 to 2019, and those were truly the best memories of their high school lives. We, not me, that spirit of teamwork, discipline, and dedication shaped not only the players, but also the family that supports them. In 2018 and 19, boys tied first place and also won first place of the Mission Valley Championship. As parents, we share the same commitment. We wake up at 5 a.m. for tournaments, preparing snacks, meals for very hungry boys, and also work at the snack bars, collecting fees, keeping scores. Those moments weren't tasks, they were memories, and that builds community and pride. Dan Owen Swim Complex is more than a pool. It's a place where character, resilience, lifelong friendship are built. An updated modern facility is long overdue. Please vote yes to approve the feasibility study. Let's invest in a place that continues to inspire future generations of James Logan School athletes. Thank you, and I just want special thanks to Coach Grings and for all the memories and lessons, and for keeping the heart of our water polo family alive. And finally, do you acknowledge that public servants must obey the law and have no authority to violate state and federal constitution? Are you aware that there's no immunity for unofficial acts? Please uphold your oath of office. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Huang.
Next is Elijah Nguyen.
Good evening, school board trustees. Please excuse my voice. I am catching a cold right now. I'm a James Logan High School student who currently plays water polo and also is on the swim team. I know that you likely see this as a needless cost. Surely fixing a pool of this size takes an incredible amount of money. But listen to me when I tell you that not passing this agenda means and costs so much more than any arbitrary amount of money. For a lot of us, the Dan Oden Swim Complex is like a second home. And when we are unsure about the condition of the water or the pool, we are jeopardizing our health. I know that you guys can't exactly answer questions, so I'd like to ask all of the people behind me, would you want to drink murky white water that you can't see through? No. And I don't think we would want to swim in that either. We as aquatic athletes have been training and competing in a pool that doesn't match our commitment. And when our pool breaks down or the water is deemed unfit to swim in, as a low-income student who only has one parent who works full-time, I have to scramble around to find a ride just to go to the sport I love. And I have to choose between showing up for my team or being forced to stay home because I can't get to a pool in a different city. That means that participation in an extracurricular that I've dedicated my time and my money to becomes a privilege that I can't acquire because of my lack of accessibility. And I don't think any other athlete should have to go through that. And I'm sure that it's not just student athletes like me who are affected by an unreliable pool. PE classes and young children who attend swim classes during the summer depend on this pool to teach water safety and basic swimming skills. And those are life skills that everyone should have access to. Without proper infrastructure, we're making that education inaccessible and unreliable. Like many others have said, our motto, or as Wendy Huang has said, our motto in water polo is we, not me. So when our pool fails, it fails us. And no student athlete should have to fight this hard to show up and choose between their passion or their circumstances. So please affirm and pass this agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Elijah.
Next up is Mao Mei Liu.
Hello, good evening. My name's Mel Maylio, and I'm a resident here in Union City. I'm a parent of children at James Logan, Cesar Chavez, and Guy Emanuel. I was trying to figure out how exactly to speak. I think people got the water polo covered. I think people got the swim covered. So I'm gonna I'm gonna come in with my sociologist, I'm gonna come with my professional kind of role. So I'm a researcher at UC Berkeley. I'm a sociologist demographer. I study aging. Specifically, I study cognitive aging. And so there are things that we can do that help us many of us have family members or people we know with dementia. It is a terrible disease. It is preventable. There are things that we can do at least to lower our risk. Some of those things are physical activity. Some of those things are improving our mental health. Some of those things are being socially connected. And a lot of other things, taking care, of our heart, taking care of our body, our sugar levels. And I want to make the claim and the argument that really investing in an aquatic complex that is worthy of our community is going to be, what we should do, right? So imagine a society in which, I don't know, like so I'm a triathlete and I go and train. I have to train in Pleasanton and in Newark because there's nowhere here to train. We've had to make decisions like what Elijah said, right? About we've invested in a private swim club so my kids and their friends can have a place to swim. Treeview, I love Treeview. It's very sweet. But really, we should have a public pool, a public facility where everybody has that access. Yeah. And so if you think of the thing, oops, time is over. Swimming brings you back to your childhood and your happiness. Yeah, that's what we all need.
Next is Megan Boyer.
Good evening, board members. My name is Megan Boyer. I am a 30-year resident of Union City and the proud parent of 4 James Logan High School graduates. 2 of my children were lucky enough to participate in both aquatic sports at James Logan High School. As other parents have said, it was a great time in their lives and really enhanced their education. I think there are many here that will speak to how important it is for everyone to learn how to swim, how incredible it is to learn teamwork, to learn leadership. I would like to focus on community building. At the pool, this is a place where parents and students have come together for years and years, and we have developed a very strong community. It was like that when I was there. It was like that before I came. I was so pleased tonight. I've been out of the school district for 6 years. I was so pleased tonight because I walked up and the group of water polo players and swimmers were having dinner out front. That's community. And in a time of great divisiveness, I encourage you to vote yes for the feasibility study so that we can have greater community instead of give shelter to our kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Boyer.
Next speaker is James Ransom.
Hello, everybody. My name is James Ransom. I am a senior at James Logan High School. For my 4 years here, the Dam Odin Swim Complex has been sort of my home away from home. I speak for the entire aquatics department when I say that this pool has changed each and every one of our lives in one way or another. Whether it was discovering a new passion, making connections with others, the Dan Odin Swim Complex has been and is without a doubt an integral part of each of our lives. However, it is not only our school that uses this pool. During the summer, children flock to the pool in droves to attend our summer polo camps. In the mornings, there are swim clinics for the younger generation to get their entry into the world of aquatics. I myself have volunteered for these polo camps. You can see it in their eyes. The passion, the happiness that this pool brings them is priceless. Again, I am pretty certain that I speak for everyone when I say that I do not want this magic to die out. I am a senior here at James Logan, so my time left in the aquatic program is waning. I know that an upgrade to the pool would not affect me directly, but that is not why I am speaking to all of you. I speak for all of us here at James Logan when I say that our pool needs an upgrade in order to foster the growth, passion, and connections made for future generations. I have a little brother who is 9 years old. I saw with my own eyes during the summer polo camps that he finds true joy when he's in this pool, learning, playing, developing connections, and overall just having fun. At that moment, I knew in my bones that the Dan Oden Swim Complex was something truly special. Something that should not be overlooked, something that should be cherished, taken care of, and grown, something that we should not take for granted, something that we should ceaselessly strive to improve and better. An upgrade to the Dan Oden Swim Complex would not only help future Logan athletes, but also ensure that the next generation will develop the same lifetime experiences that many before me have also developed, form the same bonds with other people, make lifelong friends, learn, grow, play, practice, and most importantly, develop the same love that aquatics that I and many others have before. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, James.
Next speaker is Daniel Moss.
Thank you for having me. I apologize in advance for my voice. I'm also under the weather a bit. I would first like to say that this pool is not only used, again, not just by the school, but by the public. During the summer, we have people who volunteer, who are hired to be lifeguards. These people are paid, and sometimes it's their only source of income. It's the only job that they can get over the summer because jobs for over the summer are not easy to find. And when the pool is unable to be used adequately, it makes it impossible to do that job effectively. Not only that, but for the swim department at James Logan High School, there have been times this season where we have had to go to schools out of district just to have a good practice because the water quality is not safe to swim in. Would you want to swim in a pool that has algae built up at the bottom of the pool where all you can see is just blue? You can't even see the bottom. So I ask that you vote yes on this in order to fix the pool, in order to allow us to have a safe environment, in order to practice, in order to host tournaments, in order to host games, so that we can all develop as a family. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
Next is Martin Munoz.
Good evening. My name is Martin Munoz, and I'm here to speak in strong support of the study for the pool. I've had the good fortune being able to travel a lot, and one of my favorite things as an NHUSD alum and longtime Union City resident is the descent into the Bay Area and pointing out to my kids the beautiful football field, the Peter Mendoza complex, and the most recent addition, the beautiful Performing Arts building. For my family and for many others in the New Haven Unified School District, learning to swim isn't optional, it's essential. It teaches skills that can literally save lives of our children and the lives of those around them. Yet access to swim lessons and programs can be out of reach for some families due to the high cost of private swim schools. That's why the Dan Oden Swim Complex, among other things, is such a critical community resource. But the reality is this: the pool is over 30 years old and it no longer meets the needs of our students. Simply put, it does not reflect the kind of facility you'd expect from a district with one of the largest high schools in Northern California. Because the facility is smaller, the school district and the city are limited in terms of the number of activities that they can offer, especially since the pool is shared. In the fall season, right now, it means that the 4 water polo teams, which the school sponsors, cannot practice at the same time. Meanwhile, surrounding communities have made substantial investments in their aquatics facilities with much smaller enrollments. Our neighbors, Fremont, has multiple high school pools and a community college facility that are bigger than James Logan. That's currently. Additionally, in the Fremont's master plan, they have substantial 8-figure commitments individually for 3 more new pools. For years, we've delayed addressing the needs of Dan Oden Swim Complex. Tonight, I urge you to take the first step. Let's not kick the can down the road any further. Let's commit, at least for this initial study, for a facility that reflects the pride and potential of Union City and South Hayward, a complex our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren can see when they're flying into town and looking down at H Street. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Munoz.
Next is Alyssa Gomez.
Good evening, board members. My name is Alyssa Gomez, and I'm here to share my support for agenda number 12F regarding the upgrade of the Dan Oden Swim Complex. I was first introduced to aquatics right here at the Dan Oden Swim Complex through recreation programs that made swimming accessible and welcoming for everyone. And this is where I learned to swim, where I discovered my love for aquatics, and where I found community that helped shape who I am today. Over the years, I've dedicated countless hours to this facility and the programs it supports. I've coached the JV girls water polo team for 7 years, the JV girls swim team for 3, and have returned every summer to lead various recreation aquatics programs. Each season, I've seen how this facility brings out the best in our community. Children gaining confidence in the water, youth developing the skills and responsibility to save lives, athletes pushing their limits, and families coming together to celebrate their growth. The level of talent and love for aquatics that exists here is truly remarkable, and it all stems from the opportunities that this pool provides. Throughout my time at this facility, I've watched countless athletes compete at the highest levels, NCS, CIF, and beyond. Yet despite the strength of our programs and the dedication of our athletes, ongoing maintenance issues have led to repeated pool closures, disrupting practices, games, and training opportunities for everyone who depends on this space. Over the years, the pool has hosted major events from regional championships to large community gatherings and even the largest water polo competition in the nation, Junior Olympics. However, it no longer is equipped to meet the needs or match the caliber of these occasions. And a modernized, reliable complex would ensure Union City continues to proudly host competitive and community events while better serving local residents year-round. The talent and dedication are here. What's missing is a facility that can truly support and match that excellence. Thank you for your time and considering the lasting impact this investment would have on our community.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez.
Next is Gio Trey Munoz.
Hello, my name is Trey, and I'm a student at SEALS in the Dual Immersion Program. Hola, mi nombre es Trey y voy a la escuela primaria de SEALS. I play a lot of sports, but I really like going to the NHUSD Summer Aquatics Camp at James Logan. Along with many of my friends, I have met kids from all the elementary schools in Union City and South Hayward at the camp that I love it as much as I do. I think we can improve the pool to look like some of the other nice pools in Fremont, Newark, and Hayward. When I make it to Logan, I want it to be proud that our pool is one of the best in the Bay Area. Thank you so much for letting me speak tonight.
Next is Keitao Corke, or is it Cork? I'm sorry, I know I mispronounced that.
Hello, everyone. I don't think my speech is going to be as good as Trey's, but I'll try. I hope everyone is having a great day. Ever since I was a kid, I've never been the athletic kind. I've tried many sports like all of you have probably had in your lifetime, but none of them truly called me. But then my dad put me in water polo in 4th grade, and I became part of SOAC, a team that trained at our pool now today. My love for the sport grew, and I went to many tournaments and played many games. And though SOAC never won, we played with so much heart, and I still stay in touch with everyone there. It brought everyone together, which is more than any amount of money. Dan Oden did that for us. Now at Logan, our team plays with even more heart, and the backbone of it all is our pool. We've played many, won some, lost some, but most of all, we're a team. We have a bond that's unbreakable, and we always have each other's backs, no matter what. In order for us to take our sport to the next level, we need our pool to be there for us. Recently, our pool has been breaking down and not functioning and working like we want it to. With this action of improving our pool, we can make our pool bigger, safer, healthier, allowing our pool to host more tournaments and make Logan Water Polo a bigger community than it was before. And you might be saying, well, swimming isn't even that great. You're right. It's amazing. So don't just take the step for me. Take the step for everyone who cares. My teammates, my coaches, families who learned here, swam here, all of us here. This pool did this for us, so let's repay it. Thank you.
Thank you, Kepa.
All right, next we have Billy. No last name, just Billy.
Good evening, board members. Thank you for the time. All the elegant speeches, I don't have to repeat. What I'm gonna say is I came from the compliance side. When we know our size of the pool, exactly what the contract was saying is not up to date, we got a problem. It's compliance. We talk about all these tournament. If we don't have the right size of pool, we won't be able to host any more tournaments. So please use your judgment correctly and think about how to upgrade it. Safety is another thing. You know, if the pool have all this malfunction equipment that the kids cannot practice and play, this is impacting their life, impacting their games, and also the rest of the communities. The last part is, if you're going to do the feasible study, I didn't see the payment schedule and the construction schedules on all the exhibits. Please upload it, okay? That's one thing. Remind the architect to do a studies on shade. Climate change is hitting us. The pool is going to get hotter, and how we're going to put shade to actually help the spectators and the referees. Okay, because last time I saw the referee was really overheated. So this is something just to think about how to actually build into sustainability on top of the pool itself while you expand the pool to the correct regulations. Thank you.
And next is Janice Fautau.
Good evening, board members. My name is Janice Fontino. I'm a 45-year resident of Union City with my family, and we have 2 children who went all the way through the school district from K to 12 and graduated from Logan High School right here. However, that is not my topic, not about me. I'm dismayed by the fact that there's a board member representing my District 3 is being reviewed for not living in the district himself. So several elements of the out of district representation are concerning to me. I'm going to keep this very brief and to the point. So disruption to regular school board business because of the issue. It's a legal issue. Funds that are going to the law firm representing the school board member that are really needed for the children's education and probably this swimming pool improvement. And thirdly, it's a personal issue. Does this explain why during the past 2 years, I've not received a single response from from any of my emails to you, the board member? So I'd like to see this situation resolved legally, properly, quickly, and efficiently, so it no longer takes time and money from the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fontino.
Next speaker is Kat Kier.
I'm back. Tonight, the board is requested to approve new board policy 0441, artificial intelligence. And I'm here to request that you delay in approving this policy until which point that it reflects the reality of AI, particularly generative AI usage, and its impact on the environment and the potential threat it poses to students. For the purposes of credibility, I will let the board and listeners know that I'm a former high school educator and I have a master's degree in educational technology. This existing policy is vague to the point of meaningless. It does not define or address any of the various types of AI programs, potential uses, or other types of machine learning. It does not address how any of the principles, such as accountability or privacy, can or will be maintained. It reads like obligatory boilerplate filler rather than a statement regarding a very real and potentially damaging technology. For example, one point in the policy reads, quote, ethical use and transparency. AI should be used ethically and transparently by all staff and students with consideration of potential biases and in compliance with all applicable intellectual property and copyright laws. This is impossible. Generative AI is, at its most basic function, not transparent or ethical. Negative environmental impacts aside, and there are a lot of them, generative AI is designed to skim, steal, blend, and impersonate all available information. It plagiarizes indiscriminately by design. It operates on algorithms that have consistently shown racist and sexist bias. And there have been numerous documented accounts of major AI chatbots supporting pedophilia and encouraging suicide. Students have unfettered access to this via their school-issued laptops. Unless the board will be funding the district's own AI tools, there is no guarantee that they will be able to do half the things listed in this policy. It is not secure, and please rewrite the policy so that it actually means something. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kiana.
Those are all the blue cards. Do we have anybody on Zoom?
No speakers on Zoom. Thank you. Before we move on to item 8, I just want to say we love seeing our students here. So thank you for making it and always keep advocating for it, whatever you believe in. Great. All right, we're going to move on to item 8, reports from our labor partners. Do we have a representative from CSEA? All right, how about NHTA? Mr. Gavin Smith.
Good evening, members of the board, district leadership, and community members. I just want to say, first of all, I'm very heartened by the advocacy that I heard out here. The young, the old, well, I shouldn't say old. That's not pejorative. I'm old. Anyway, my name is Gavin Smith. I am, last time I came, I spoke as a community member, a teacher, a parent, a parent of former students. Tonight, I am speaking as NHTA treasurer in lieu of Shane Henderson, our president. It's hard to believe that as of last Friday, we are already 1/4 of the way through the school year, right? So we're halfway through the semester. For our secondary teachers, last week marked the end of the first quarter, and the first report cards will be sent home soon. For our elementary teachers, the end of the first trimester is just around the corner. The school year is moving quickly, and we are all settling into the rhythm of teaching, learning, and supporting our students. A couple of weeks ago, we held our first special education advisory meeting with Sarah Kapler, and our second meeting is scheduled for October 22nd. NHTA is eager to continue engaging in these conversations to address concerns honestly, share perspectives, and work collaboratively to find creative paths forward, even in challenging circumstances. Our bargaining team has met twice so far and will be meeting again tomorrow. We are prepping to sunshine as soon as possible and are eager to continue working collaboratively to reach agreements that support both staff and students. We're also looking ahead to the professional development days this coming Monday. We want to acknowledge the positive collaboration between NHTA and district management in planning this. For many of our members, they felt their voices were heard after last March's Professional Development Day, and we believe that continued partnership will make this coming one even more successful. It is encouraging to see that when we work together, we can make meaningful changes that benefit everyone. It's hard to believe that this is only the first full week of October. This time of year always feels like we've been going strong for a while, especially with the early start. September is now October, and October is October in the extreme. Both students and staff are working hard, and its natural fatigue starts to set in. Our president, Shane Henderson, recently reminded us, NHTA, to take time for self-care and to give grace to one another. Tensions run high. We are all in this together. I completely agree with this message to NHTA. We should operate from the assumption that everyone is doing the best they can. And remember that we are stronger together. And that is our hope for our entire New Haven community, that we can continue through this year. We will keep leading with empathy, collaboration, and shared purpose. Together, we can navigate the challenges ahead and continue to make New Haven a place where both students and staff can thrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. We're going to move on to item 9A. We have a presentation about district projects.
Eric Chu, our Director of Facilities, is here to present about Measure M and Measure N.
Okay, I can start, I guess. Hello, trustee and student and parents. And I'm the facility director of New Haven Unified School Districts. I'm going to give you an update of the Measure M and Measure N. And just to let you guys know, very likely I'm going to be your most popular director tonight. So, okay, let's go ahead to start the presentation of the Measure M and Measure N. So this is what you're looking at right now is the proposed relocate locations in November 2024, which is last year's November. This is presented at that time that how we're going to use the rest of the money, basically the rest of the balance for Measure M. So we dedicate money for Hillcrest, the middle school field project, which is the two track and field projects, and some basically deferred maintenance like repair, things like that, camera projects, administrations, of course, and Alvarado Elementary School's projects. I want to give you some update on what's going. So after this, what's going on, right? What's been done? Okay, this is the update. So for start with Hillcrest because we dedicate some resources at Hillcrest. So Hillcrest, the robotic lab was completed, and you can look at they start using it already. And another thing at Hillcrest is actually the very famous audio enhancement systems, which is, if you are aware of this system, they basically right now they have the system, a microphone for the teachers and speaker in the classroom that they can hear all the conversation and teaching clearly. Not only that, it's also a safety features for the school because it become an announcement system, it's a clock system, it's multiple things that for, one system can do multiple things for the school. So this is what we are, Hillcrest is the pilot school to using this system. And for when it works out good, we are going to extend this to other schools also. During the summer, we also put new floorings for the entire Hillcrest schools. This is the new flooring that they have. New flooring for the cafeteria also and the teachers area. Okay, so next to that is basically the two major projects we are working on right now. One is the Cesar Chavez track and field project, and another one is the IVC track and field projects also. Cesar Chavez, we already have a contractor on board. We are negotiating, because this is a lease-back project, we are negotiating the, what they call is the guarantee maximum price on the project. After we have that, we will present it to the board. And then follow the presentation right here. The construction is planning to start like by winter this year or beginning of spring. IVC, that we are actually in the DSA right now. We are planning to get DSA approved by the end of this month. Then we will start the same thing. We're going to start the bidding process after that. Another project on the list on the Measure M is Alvarado Elementary School project. This is the makerspace that we are working, and the library is targeting going to be complete by the mid of this month. So 2 weeks later, it's going to be complete. people's very exciting about it. Central kitchen is completed, and we have some punch items still working on it. But the food service is actually using the space already right now. Okay, next one is the district-wide camera project. Is basically is the safety of the school. One of the project to improve the safety of the school districts. This project was completed and all the trainings done, and teachers and administrators able to look into the system like right now. Guy Emanuel's fencing project, we talked about this before I came in, like for a long time, I guess. So it's done, it's completed. Right now they have a secured site right there. If you go look at it, they have the beautiful iron fence right now. One of the exciting thing for us, because we, as a facility and maintenance, we live in the courtyard, right? After years of leaking roof, right now we don't have the leaking roof anymore. So the project was completed about 2 months ago. Another exciting thing is, I think most of you guys already know, is the James Logan scoreboard, the new video scoreboard. If you've been to the game, you saw the amazing video pictures, on the scoreboard right now. And some other like pavement projects that we updated the pavement. Okay, so for the Measure M, we also, this is a project coming up. We dedicate some of the resources for the Alvarado's multi-purpose building and the administration buildings upgrade. This is some of the schematic drawings that come from the architects. So we are working on the final drawings before we go to DSA, Division of State Architects. Okay, so because of the carefully manage of our Measure M budget, I would say. So we have actually balanced on, like every year we have balance for Measure M that we are able to reallocate. This is the recommendation that the facility department and the business department, that how we're going to use the Measure M balance. Of course, because we still have the middle school track and field projects ongoing, so we have to dedicate monies on it. Hillview Crest project, I would say we are like 90, if not 90%, it's like 80% completed on their wish list. The only thing we keep going is actually the furniture and some of the minor upgrade. So we're able to dedicate some of the rest of the balance from Hillview Crest for using something else. We're going to see what's something else later. So, and then the James Logan, McKeesign and things like that, we're still going to be upgrade. And then there's the something else. Okay, it's the Dan Oden Swim complex conversion. I put a question mark on it because we're going to going back to it later on the slides. Okay, next one. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to show you something. Buddy, Jason. Oh, he's okay. Great. I have 2 helpers right now. You have to come here. The video can see you. Okay, so we talk about Measure N. So that's the flyer that for our new Measure N to thank you for our community to support our district for the new bond. So let me talk about how we're going to start working on it. For Measure N, what we start with is right now we are doing a lot of site department assessment on how we're going to dedicate our money on Measure N. Those assessment is based on a couple of things. One is based on the facility master plan that was done by 2021. I have the link in that. If you wondering what did they recommend at that time, that's the resources from it. Another thing is because that facility master planning was done like a couple years ago already, 2021, right? So the facility department is actually meeting with all the principals individually. In fact, I did that. If you remember, I did that like the second month after I came in to meet with all the principals. Right now is the time to update what, because we have the Measure N passed right now. So we're going to update on what's the wish list and what is the priority or deferred maintenance requirement on each school. That after I meet with every principal and administrator, and we're going to have the update on what we're going to dedicate on Measure N. One of the most exciting things that we're going to do with Measure N, of course, is the James Logan's modernization update. Most of us know that we are going to dedicate most of our Measure N resources into James Logan's high schools. The process right now is we are at this stage, we have HED, which is our architecture firm we selected during the summer. They are actually working on the assessment on the school right now and plan about programming. What the procedure of it is including that they start a lot of different group of community meetings, including like the user group of the community meeting, departments, and maintenance, group of people, which is listed right there, small group of meetings, and also other than that, they are going to host some community meeting also. And the districts and the architects work together is going to prepare a flyer postcard in the mailing. We're talking about mailing out to like in our neighborhood. So everybody will be included in the assessment process. And this flyer and poster will include like some of a simple survey to gather information on from our community for the architects to go forward with what they're going forward with the design and what they're going to focus on or what's the other concern like transportation, traffic, or the look of buildings, things like that we're going to be considered also. So the report and the design, the draft of this design is planning to present to the board on January 2026. So we are not waiting for that. When we have Measure N, we want to start something immediately to basically appreciate the community that support the bond. So in the summer, we used the Measure N money to paint 2 middle school. This is the new painted school. If you've been there, you will see the new color of the schools. Okay, so Measure N. For us to before we go into the detail on how each school that going to dedicate the money, some of the major projects that will need with the need immediately will go into Measure N very soon. So this project will including the district-wide pay structure, because the pay structure, a lot of elementary school pay structure is falling apart, and sometimes you see caution tapes around them, right? So that's one of the major project we're going forward. Is in design already. We're getting proposal from the pay structure company, and you will see the proposal very soon from the board agenda. Another one is the HVAC project upgrades. Of course, from the past year, you know that we've been have HVAC upgrade for a long time, and it was like 1/3 of our HVAC already been upgraded. We call it phase 1. Right now, it's going to phase 2. Phase 2 basically is the rest of the other HVAC that not been upgraded, which is going to be in the project right now, and we have a company doing assessment right now for that reasons. Another one is auto enhancement. So like what I present already for Hillcrest which is our pilot school that using these systems. This is amazing system which is will cover a lot of different area for each school. Not only helping education, it also helping for the school safety, the teacher safety, and the kids safety also. And it also work with like a clock and bell system. So we also save the money on some of the schools that the bell and speaker system not working that well. This system will also cover that. So we basically spend one time of this system and cover multiple area on the improvement. Okay, the next one is the Bernard White modernization, which is we know that we just changed the name of it, and we need more attentions on this school. On this campus. And right now we have we send a request for proposal for architects on Bernard White's projects. you later on, we can talk about more on what we're going to, what we want to do on the Bernard Whites. Okay, next slide. All right, this is the question mark part of what we're talking about. So we, as a district, we were commanded, I mean, as a facility department, we were commanded to look to use a part of the Measure M's money, and Measure N maybe some of the Fund 40's money into this project. For what we plan to do, not only to just repair or fixing what we are right now, instead we basically planning to convert the existing pool in a 50-meter, like a standard pool, length pool, for the future-proof pool, for the future-proof reason. And also, the architects also suggested that when they're going to upgrade the equipment inside the, for the pool, they will also consider to look into the more energy efficiencies option, because like what you know right now, there are the pool's equipment's been like 30 years, right? 30 years. So obviously at that time, energy efficiency may not be what they concern at that time. But right now, when we redesign it, we also consider that into the project. Of course, if you can imagine, like to heat up or to warm up or make it cold for like a size of this pool, imagine how many energy is going to use into it. So energy efficiency is going to be one of the item that the architect is going to look into it also. So for the board agenda tonight, the architects is going to be, because right now it's like a first step. They want to go into and look into this project to see what's the budget's going to get into it. And after that, we'll be going to the next step that the architect will propose a construction proposal for the next step. So this is what we have tonight, and that's the last slide of my presentation. If you have any question, you can have.
Thank you, Mr. Chu. Do any board members have questions? I have 3 questions for you.
Okay.
One is on that first slide. Is there a reason why the AES project was in italics? Is it just because it's a future project? Or was it just,
Yes, because that's a future project.
that's why it was
Yes,
in italics.
yes.
Okay, just
Because
wanna make
all the other projects are ongoing already, and that's planning. That's
Got it.
planning.
All right, perfect. And then the audio enhancement, that's going to be not just elementary schools, correct? Is it all schools?
Yes, it's this way. Except they were doing the assessment of all the school except James Logan High School. The reason is because we have a major modernization project ongoing so it's not a good time for them to do the assessment right now for James Logan.
Right.
But after that, we will going to have that also.
Right. And what is the timeline on the audio enhancement? It's a safety thing. So
Right. Actually, we already received a draft proposal from them right now. The good thing about the audio enhancement upgraded project is not division of state architects project, because it's more like internal upgrade. So the good thing is whenever we approve the proposal, when they submit it to me, they can actually start the project like 2 months later. So the timeline we're thinking about beginning of spring that we may able to start the project.
Okay, great. And
If I
sorry,
can
go
add to
ahead.
that, if all goes well, we won't be bringing potentially a contractor in the November meeting.
Yes.
Good. And then one last question. You mentioned the survey, the community survey for the Logan redesign project. Just to confirm, this is going out even to non-NHUSD community members, correct?
We plan on mailing the flyer to every registered voting household in South Hayward and Union City.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we're gonna move on to item 9B. We have a presentation. We have the equity report from our Assistant Superintendent of Instruction, Ms. Wee Stevens. Or not. My bad, Mr. Clinton Puckett.
It's all good. Good evening, President Kumar, board members, Dr. Thompson, everybody here. Biggest audience I've seen, whoop whoop, and everybody at home watching. My name is Clinton Puckett. I'm the coordinator of assessment and evaluation, and I have the privilege of giving our 2024-25 equity report card for you tonight. It's just a list of different topics that I'll be going through. And so one of the things that we do with the equity report card, this is a way for us to give a presentation similar to the way that the state looks at us. And so you'll see that the data that's provided here, it's looking at our SBAC or dashboard data. It's looking at our report card grades. And it's also looking at one of our longstanding assessments, which is NWEA, which we've had for about 20 years. In addition to that, we're pulling information from our student information system, which is ARIES, around program enrollment, looking at who is enrolling in certain courses here in New Haven at the secondary level, looking at discipline and then attendance data. This first slide is breaking down the ethnic groups and ethnic representation here in New Haven. There are two groups that we've pulled out over the years because this equity report card, it's living, it's breathing, it's shifting based on the need that we have here. And so you can see on the left, the students who live within our Dakota area represent about 11% of our overall population. In addition to that, our Filipino students aren't pulled out at the state level, but they represent 17% of our overall population. And so we're providing information and data around that. Finally, you can see that our three largest groups are Asian, Latino, Hispanic Latino groups, and our Filipino groups. And here are all the groups that we will go through or are provided in this slide deck, but I won't be going through all of them. So this first slide, before we get into specific ethnic groups, we want to look at New Haven as a whole. And so this first slide is looking at our NWEA growth and our NWEA achievement information from last year. And so NWEA defines the achievement as where a student is now. So our students take this assessment 3 times a year, and then they compare it to the other 39,000 schools that take NWEA that also are represented through 142 different countries. And so they combine all of those in order to see where we measure up to those students. And so for us, in terms of achievement in math, our students are performing at the 59th percentile. So if we put all of our students in a room and we represented 100 students, we'd be outperforming 58 of them. And then in terms of reading, we're in the 61st percentile for achievement. So again, if we're in a room with 100 students representing all the different schools, we're outperforming 60% of them. When we take a look at our growth, we're taking measurements from fall to spring. So our students in 1st through 8th grade and some in high school take a fall, winter, and spring assessment. And so the growth is measuring how far the students have grown from the first assessment in fall to spring. And so as we're comparing to all the other students who take that, our students for both math and reading are falling within the 57th percentile. This next set of dials is looking at our marks or our student grades. So I separated it for this presentation into elementary and then secondary. And then on the third column, it's our SBAC projected scores. So if we're looking at our students in the elementary level, they are graded on a 1, 2, 3, or 4 scale, which is represented by below, approaching, proficient, and exceeding here. And so 68% of our students in the elementary level are proficient in math, and 63% are proficient in reading. When we look at the secondary marks, that's more of a traditional ABCDF grading scale. But I want to point out here, when we look at 76% of our students, they are performing at a C or better, so they're proficient. And so that's the sake of this presentation. So 76% are proficient in math, 84% proficient in reading at the secondary level. And then finally, in SBAC, we received a data set in the summer. This is projected. And so from that projection, we've calculated that 38.5% of our students have met or exceeded standard. And again, this is 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 11th graders who take these assessments. And then also in language arts, it's 50.51% have met or exceeded standard. This next graph is comparing over time. So we're looking at the 21-22 school year to the 25 spring school year. And so you can see all of the previous slides kind of in one. You can see it color coded over time. So we have NWEA math and growth, achievement and growth, spring marks for both math and ELA, and then SBAC. One thing that you'll see throughout all the presentation, again, we're looking at this color coding. Red would be low, orange would be low average, yellow would be average, green high average, and then blue would be high. So you'll see the different color patterns over time. This next slide is looking at program enrollment. And so we've pulled out over the years, since we've developed this equity report card, some key or marquee programs. So we're looking at AP honors courses, athletics, band, choir, drama, dramatic interpretation, which used to be called forensics, and then leadership. Another key point on this slide is that students only represent once within each of the different courses. So if a student is taking 5 AP classes at Logan, in this graph, they're only represented once within that category. New to this year, we wanted to create a slide so that folks could have a better understanding of our program enrollment graphs and dials. And so what we've done here is that we've created a sample school of 1,000 students and then an ethnic representation group that is exactly 10%. And so when we're looking at program enrollment, what we want to see is close to their overall representation into the enrollment of each of these different programs that we're pulling out. So if you look at the top left under leadership courses, so in this metaphorical 10% population, they have 9.5% of all the enrolled students. So that'd be about average. You'd see the dial in the gray. Conversely to that, if you look at the bottom middle and AP honors, so this made up group is only 3.5% of all the students enrolled in the AP honors courses. So that's significantly lower than the 10%. And so you see that the dial is in red. So again, we're looking at their overall ethnic representation percentage compared to the enrollment in specific programs and comparing those. This final New Haven slide, we're taking a look at attendance. And when we're looking at attendance, we're really looking at students who are chronically absent. So that's missing 10% or more of the school year. That's 18 or more days missed. And so in this graph, that's represented by the yellow, teal, and red, and it was about 16% last year. Then we go up to the suspension rate. I do want to point out that there was a slight pop last year, and that's because of how we're looking at suspensions. And before, we weren't necessarily calculating the same types of suspensions that were in-house suspensions because we're looking at students that were in school, but technically we need to be looking at those as well. So you're seeing a slight increase there. And then expulsions last year compared to the previous year was maintained at 2. So the next 5 slides I'm going through really just represents what you'll see for each of the different ethnic groups. Our first ethnic group is American Indian Alaskan Native. And so on this first slide, you're going to see their NWEA math, followed by their NWEA reading below. Next to that, you'll see the secondary marks and then, the elementary marks and then secondary marks. And then so you'll see that comparison similar to how we looked at the New Haven slides. Again, we have this graph that shows all of the previous slide into one. We're comparing from the 2021-22 school year to last spring. Again, color coded, so you can see it in a little bit more of a easier presentation. This next slide, I'm going to explain a little bit further. Again, we're looking at these 7 marquee kind of programs and their enrollment. The way that we look at enrollment again is comparing their overall student enrollment in New Haven to the percentage that they represent in each of these programs. For American Indian Alaskan Native, it's a very small percentage. It's 0.1% of our entire population here in New Haven. So 1, 2, or 3 students enrolled or not enrolled will greatly affect where the dials land. And you can see that represented in AP honors, athletics, band, leadership, and dramatic interpretation because it's very high. Not that they represent a vast majority of the students in that program, but it is in comparison to their 0.1% overall population. And then you can see it on the other end with drama and choir. Very few to none, no students were enrolled in those programs. So you see the dials in the red. And once again, here we've provided a comparison over time as it relates to the program enrollment. And then the final slide for each of the different ethnic groups is the attendance and suspension slide. And so here you'll see in red, that's really the one that you need to look at. And so this is to inform us that in this case, for American Indian Alaska Native students last year, 20.8% of them were chronically absent. And so what the school district or schools could do is take a look at that, take a look at the students who fall into that category and really look at how we can support students coming to school and coming to school more often. On the suspension side, again, this is very similar to the program enrollment. We're looking at the overall percent that in this case, 2 students were suspended last year from American Indian Alaska Native group. And so that divided by the total number of suspensions gives us a percentage. And so that compared to the 0.1% overall population, we make that comparison and you can see that it's in the red. Though it's 2 students, that represents a higher percentage than their overall. And so that's how you'll be able to read those moving forward. All right, I'm gonna skip real quick. I do not want to go through all the other 50 slides here. I'm going to draw our attention to the second to last slide, which is talking about the workforce to student comparison. So one of the things that we strive to do is continue to have our students see themselves in the people who are teaching them. And so we want to compare the different ethnic groups of our staff to our students. So I can draw our attention right to the middle with the largest bands. So that is our Hispanic Latino population. Students are in yellow, representing 37%. Our classified staff is represented in teal with 43%. And then our red is our teachers, our gray is our administrators, and you can see that's represented by 15 and 22%. So the final note, some of the takeaways from this. So as you dive into the presentation, you'll see a few things. One, you can see that chronic absenteeism declined over time. It declined by over 6% last year. And so though it's not at pre-pandemic levels, we are around, like I said, 16% total. And so that's something to celebrate. Students are coming to school and more often. Another thing that you'll see as you look at the program enrollment, you really want to see yellows, greens, and blues, and so that you see an average to a high representation. And though we do have work to do and schools have this information, so we can continue to make efforts to promote and encourage different groups to join these programs, it is trending up. And then finally, you can see that our grades and our NWEA scores continue to be proficient and above, so as compared to others. So that's my presentation for tonight. Any questions?
Thank you. Do any board members have questions? Trustee Irby?
Just one question, Mr. Puckett. We use the word equity report. What's equitable about the numbers that we've just seen within this report? And how should I use this information moving forward as, as a board member?
Sure. So if we look at the numbers, again, we're looking at these in a similar way to the way the state kind of judges us on the dashboard. And so again, this is information that's not only looking at one assessment, but really looking at multiple areas between NWEA, grades, and also just enrollment. And so I think what you could do with that is really see where the trends lie. And like I was saying, for schools and the school district as a whole, I think also as board members, being able to look at that and say, where are the areas of focus that we have? Where are the areas that we can celebrate? And if you talk about being equitable, really, I think it leads to the equitable practices that we have by analyzing the information and then doing something about it.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I had a quick one. So you mentioned, you shared the slide about the AP courses and how we have low representation from certain groups in that, for AP courses. I was wondering, what do you identify as one of the biggest reasons? Is there anything we can do to encourage students to do this? Can we provide more instructional support? What is the barrier?
Well, I think one of the things that really has improved, on the slide, it was 1,032 students, but really representing the different courses was over 4,000. So multiple, students are taking multiple courses. And so there are definitely areas, but if you go back through, you'll see that specifically in AP and honors courses, the barriers to enroll, it's a self-select class, and it definitely has improved over time. And so I think that's something that we need to continue to look at and promote and really encourage students to take that. And so I don't specifically know at Logan all of the different areas in which they are trying to solicit feedback from students, but I know that one of them is the survey. And through that survey, I know we've responded well, and we've seen that result.
Great, thank you. All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. We're gonna move on to item 10A, quarterly reports. Do we have anything under the Williams complaint procedure?
We did not have any complaints for the last
Alright.
quarter.
Perfect. All right, next up is item 10B, items from the board and superintendent. We'll start from the far end, student trustee Kessie.
No announcements today.
Thank you. Trustee Gonzalez.
Yeah, so to start off with, the beginning of our meeting, we have land acknowledgement, New Haven land acknowledgement. And I was part of the creation of that, but I want to focus on a segment of that, which is we stand in solidarity with people struggling against systems of oppression throughout the world. Today, on this date, October 7th, it was the beginning of the war in Palestine and the continue attacks and genocide happened in Palestine. And I'm very proud that right when that happened, this board passed a resolution, one of the first out of other districts in city council, calling for a ceasefire, a simple ceasefire. And then the rest of the world picked up on it lately with the atrocities that are happening. And but we were one of the trailblazers, the first on that. And I want to commend Trustee Rafay for her tireless fight, activism for a free Palestine. And I mentioned our land acknowledgement, not because they're words, and it's a statement, but Trustee Rafay is actually putting words into action. Her, silence is acceptance, and she has not been silent. She's been vocal, and a voice is needed in this time and place. Her organizing and her activism is just something for inspiration. So I just want to commend her for that. A couple weeks ago, I did see been hearing about this, the first year ever Logan girls flag football. So I did go to a game a couple weeks ago, and I had my babies with me, so we did have to leave. It was a little too loud, too exciting. And the next day, we did want to go to the homecoming game at Logan, but it was just too loud for kids to go. And at that game, and this is at that game was my nephew's 10th class reunion. The varsity head coach, he graduated with him. That's where they all congregated. They met, and then they went off to another location. But it was this has been a class reunion for the Gonzalez family, starting with my father. all Logan are all New Haven schools. Class Logan 1965, his 60th class reunion. He's here tonight, so I want to recognize him for his 60th class reunion. And then this past weekend, my sister had her 35th class reunion. And then I have my 30th at the end of this month, my 30th class reunion. All of these class reunions, they include Conley, Carabella High School with Logan together, our reunions. When I went to my 20th, it was El Rancho back then, but some of my closest friends are there and I'm able to see them. The common theme that the Gonzalez family we've had with our class reunion, our experience is just great people. That really made us who we are. You know, it's not the buildings. I know we're talking about fixing up the build, but it's the actual experience. The love we have for each other really mold us. So those are the ingredients of who we are. I hope everybody here tonight, whether you went to New Haven schools or not, go to your class reunion. You never know how much you are loved or appreciated until you go back and you see these people, and you'll be surprised how happy people are there to see you and cherish you and love you, because this world going through some crazy times and people are passing away. That's also another theme. People are passing away that are no longer here. So in conclusion, go to your class reunion and see some of your classmates. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Gonzalez. Trustee Irby?
Thank you. I want to give a personal shout out to Indira Chakrabarti for sharing the personal interest questions workshop presented by Bruno Carrera, social media specialist from UC Berkeley, sharing it with our juniors and senior class members. The personal insight questions it's just so really important for our seniors who are applying for our UC program. So that UC Berkeley chose James Logan High School and our library to be highlighted in this presentation that's being shared everywhere. I thought it was fantastic. I also wanted I wanted to thank Kenyatta Agregado and the IVC staff members who participated in the recognition of Coach Sandra Vestrepin, who is our New Haven Teacher of the Year at the Alameda County Teacher of the Year ceremony in Hayward. Third, I'd like to, again, thank Shamsa Rafay and the New Haven Foundation for inviting me and my Peanut and Luna to what annual Mutt Strut is this? This is like the 15th annual Mutt Strut. I know, the dogs weren't there because they're a very disruptive force, but thank you for inviting them. And finally, I want to shout out to a guy sitting in the back. Congratulations for 30 years of service to the New Haven Unified School District. Tony Hampton is retiring after 30 years in our district. I first met him at Cabello Elementary School. I was teaching in room 24, and I had a horrible reputation of moving my computers. And I forgot who the director of technology was at the time, but he sent Tony and some other guy to tell this teacher to stop moving the computers around. Thank you, Tony, for allowing me to move the computers. I appreciate you. And to your last, this is his last board meeting. Thank you very much, Tony. We appreciate you. Enjoy your retirement.
Thank you, Trustee Irby. Trustee Freeberg?
So I had the pleasure of attending several events in September, including the New Haven Family Collaboratives Barbecue and Kickoff event, and Mutt Strut. Mutt Strut was a highlight for me. I was disappointed that I didn't get to judge the dog costume contest. First world problems. And we were sad to have missed you, Shamsa. I do want to acknowledge the incredible hard work and dedication of the New Haven Schools Foundation and all the volunteers who make the event possible. Last weekend, I also had the opportunity of attending the Our Lady of the Rosary Festival. It was a great opportunity to connect with neighborhood residents and to meet with various community member organizations. And a shout out to Susie for how much did you raise? $13,500 for Our Lady of the Rosary new bathrooms. So props to you. I would also like to say I share Trustee Gonzalez's and Trustee Rafai's personal feelings about a free Palestine, but I want to make it really clear that I want all students in New Haven, Jewish, Palestinian, whatever, to all feel safe. And that's it for my updates.
Thank you, Trustee Freeberg. Vice President Rafai.
So for me, like as Trustee Gonzalez mentioned, October 7th, it was a sad day for sure, with hostages taken from Israel and detainees from Palestine. We did pass ceasefire under the leadership of President Gonzalez then, and like it was very important to do because, again, as Trustee Freeberg said, like we in that resolution we did mention like we did mention about Jewish and Palestinian, their safety and their freedom for both. We did not speak of only one, we spoke for everyone. So that was the main thing in that ceasefire that we did. And again, like we got many emails regarding the pool. I'm sure you all must be excited to see like, amazing plans are here. And many parents and students have reached out with their support for item 12F. Thank you for making time to come, and I'm sure you guys are leaving happy now. And also Miss Brianna Lopez, in her email, she mentioned equity issues with girls team having to practice at late hours. Can you please look into that? Because she mentioned like, when by the time they leave for home, it's around 9-ish. So, and the other thing that she mentioned was the students' safety when adults need to use the restrooms at the pool. So I'd appreciate if you could look into that as well. So, thank you.
I'll have to talk with you afterwards. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you, Vice President Rafai. As for my updates, so I hosted my monthly chat with your trustee sessions. They're very helpful. I had teachers and parents who attended, and I get a lot of insight, and it's helpful because I bring back those comments to Dr. Thompson, and then he acts on them. Some quick things, school dismissal times for parents of 3 kids like me has been a challenge for some parents, especially on Wednesdays, because the elementary, middle, I see parents nodding. It's been a challenge. So we can't do anything this year, but Superintendent Thompson did assure me that they will look into it next year. And then food apparently is running out at Logan. It's a good problem to have. The kids are liking the food, which is always good. We are planning on or considering surveying the students to see what kinds of food they like more, so we make sure that we're not running out of the more popular foods. So lots of things like that, and it's been great. So thank you, Dr. Thompson, for your support. I also attended the barbecue. This was hosted as part of the New Haven Family Collaborative Initiative. It was really cool. We had a lot of New Haven families, kids. It was a very relaxing atmosphere. And I loved seeing how families were able to connect with parent groups, and it really brings everyone together. And I'm excited to see this initiative roll out and grow and evolve. Next up, I'm looking forward to Filipino American History Month celebration at IVCMS. I am working on getting local scouts for the color guard. Almost there, we're working on it. And lastly, unfortunately, for the first time, I had to miss the Alvarado Elementary Fun Run. My mother in India had to undergo emergency spinal surgery, so I had to go there for 4 days, so I couldn't make it. I hear it was great, and I look forward to it next year. Thank you.
Okay, a couple updates here. As many of you know, our Beyond the Bell program is very popular, and we have wait lists everywhere. And a little good news, we're in the process of working on an agreement with Boys and Girls Club to expand our programming, so which should free up, hopefully loosen up some of those wait lists across the district if all goes well. So that's good news. I know we were talking about the beginning of the school year and we're a quarter of the way through, but we just opened enrollment for 26-27. So for students that are looking to enroll next year, particularly the young ones, if you turn 4 by September, you should be in TK. So spread the word that enrollment information is on our website. And we have some milestone agenda items, some projects that have been ongoing for quite some time. The central kitchen, as you know, has been relocated here. And we have a lease for the old central kitchen, which is, boy, that was quite a project. The CCMS field leaseback contract really kicks that project into the shovel-ready phase and the pool feasibility study. So those are 3 things that are kind of milestone agenda items to look forward to. That's it for me.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. We're going to move on to item 11, committee reports, finance, technology, and facilities.
Nothing to report at this time. We're working with CBO Franklin. Yes, Kevin. It's those last names. Sorry about that, Kevin. On rescheduling the date that conflicts with CSBA conference in December.
Great. Thank you, Trustee Irby. Communication and Advocacy Committee, I will report out as I attended it. We had a meeting on September 11th. We received updates on VR New Haven Magazine and Aptigee, which is the New Haven app. We also looked at the district survey responses, and it was great to discuss possible actions or changes that we can make based on those survey responses. Our next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, November 6th. Policy review, policies from the Trustee Rafe reported out last time, but the policies from the September 2nd meeting are on tonight's agenda for approval. And our next meeting is scheduled for November 20th at 4:30 p.m. Other committee reports, I think we had the joint city and
I'm ready to go. Yeah. So the Joint Council Committee update, hot topic, James Logan Pool. We discussed the timing and impact of potential pool closure to do much needed repairs, potentially summer of 2026. We also discussed Measure N spending, New Haven Day 2026, the BART mural project, with a lot of my constituents have been interested in and involved in that. Union City Council members are finding out the specifics of a neighborhood-based mural, basically Dakota-based mural. There seems to be lots of complexity and red tape on the BART side, so they are doing the research in regards to that. Parks and Recreation Master Plan update, and then Union City Service to Schools Transit update. We're all in good shape with those.
Great. Thank you, Trustee Freeberg. Vice President Rafe.
So MVROP will have the next scheduled meeting is October 9th, and the New Haven School Foundation is October 20th, and I was sad to have Ms. Mudstrut. It was a total success under leadership of Cherise Crocker. She's here. Thank you, Cherise.
Is that all from everyone? All right, thank you. We'll move on to action items. Item 12A, may I have a motion and second to expel student number 1?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed say nay. Abstentions? Motion carries. Item 12B, may I have a volunteer to read resolution number 017-2526, Native American Heritage Month, November 2025. Trustee Irby.
New Haven Unified School District Resolution number 017-2526, Native American Heritage Month, November 2025. Whereas Native Americans are the original indigenous inhabitants of what is now the United States and the first stewards of the environment. And whereas the indigenous peoples of California maintained rich and thriving cultures long before European colonization. And whereas the Ohlone Chochenyo people were the first inhabitants of the land from the San Francisco Bay to the lower Salinas Valley including what is now Union City and Alameda County, and their heritage remains deeply woven into our community's diverse social fabric. And whereas Native Americans have made and continue to make invaluable contributions to our nation's history, economy, culture, and public life, distinguishing themselves as academics, entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders. And whereas recognizing Native American heritage fosters a deep understanding of our shared past and supports a more inclusive future. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the New Haven Unified School District Board of Education recognizes and celebrates November 2025 as Native American Heritage Month, and be it further resolved that the board encourages staff, students, and community members to participate in observances and activities honoring the history, cultures, and achievements of Native Americans, and be it finally resolved that the board affirms its commitment to supporting the academic success and cultural pride of Native American students and to incorporating Native American perspectives and history into the district's curriculum. Passed and adopted this day, 7th day of October by the following vote.
Thank you, Trustee Irby. May I have a motion and second to approve resolution number 017-2526, Native American Heritage Month, November 2025.
So moved.
Second. Discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed say nay. Abstentions? Motion carries. Item 12C, may I have a motion and second to modify the start time of the regular board meetings?
I did have some discussion points.
Yeah, we will get to the
Okay.
discussion part.
Okay.
Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right, discussion, Trustee Freeberg?
This request came from me. As a working professional and single parent, moving the start time back by 1 hour would improve my ability to fully contribute to our work. A later start time would also align our schedule with that of other area school boards like Newark and San Leandro, and could enhance accessibility for other community members with similar scheduling demands. For reference, Union City Council meetings start at 7, while the Newark and San Leandro school boards hold closed sessions from 6 to 7 p.m. and their open sessions begin at 7.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any comments? Trustee Gonzalez?
Yeah, so was under the consensus item, but we didn't have consensus. I don't understand how it is on the agenda this time. The definition of consensus is that everybody's in agreement, and there was not an agreement. And then also, when we make our agenda items, our board resolution it's a collaboration with the superintendent and the board president. I don't believe that the superintendent was in agreement on this. Second of all, if there is an outcry from the community wanting to, with a later start time, I'm in favor of that. I would like to hear from our New Haven community, maybe a survey out there. I understand there was a survey with the board members and not everybody was in agreement with that. I know for why I'm late is I got 2 babies. I understood the commitment for this position. This is a elected position, and that was the start time. That's how it has been historically. I think it's selfish of me wanting to change the time, push the time back to fit my personal own time schedule. Yeah, I have had perfect attendance up until my baby this year was in the NICU. And that was the only meetings I missed. I struggled to get here, but I make this a priority. This is a priority. This is what I ran for, and this is what I expect the time to start. So.
I would like to ask Dr. Thompson to respond to that because my conversation with Dr. Thompson was very different about the start time. So I'm not sure where that's coming from. Dr. Thompson?
Yeah, to clarify, when the board wants to start the meetings, I will start whenever the board wants to start the meetings. I don't have a feeling either way about that. I think aligning it to what other districts do makes some sense, but I mean, it's really a board decision. It's really up to the board.
I would also like to chime in. I'm a working professional as well. I teach, and every semester I've had to request that I'm not assigned classes on Tuesday afternoons because I have to be here. We all make sacrifices and try to make it work, but not all jobs have, I'm grateful I can ask for that, but it's not always possible. And I would never want that to be a reason why someone can't serve if they really want to. So we're going to put this out for a vote. But I do want to ask, so are we proposing a 7 p.m. start time
I mean,
for open?
for
I
open
understand that.
session, sure, like that aligns with what we said. I mean, I was hoping for later, but it was 7. So that just pushes it back a half hour.
By half an hour, yeah.
Correct.
It's not a whole hour. It's pushing it back by
Yeah,
half an hour.
I mean, I would be happy with that. That would help a lot.
Okay, so we'll,
I'm sorry, I would like to make a substitute motion.
okay.
Like, again, I'm in favor. But I would like to hear from the community. Can we put have a community forum? Can we have a survey from the community to know how they feel? And I'm completely inconsistent with the decision what the community decides.
Okay,
So
trustee-
there's a motion on the floor.
Thank you, Trustee Gonzalez. There was a motion on the floor initially, so we still need to vote on that one. And the board meeting
Point of order,
Fine.
no. Robert's rules, I propose a motion.
Well, who
I need a
seconded it?
second.
Yeah, who's seconding?
And if I don't get a second, it dies and we go back to the main motion, so.
Okay, who's seconding Trustee Gonzalez's motion to not consider this? I would like to point out that the board meeting start times are something decided by the board, not the community. We do take it into account, and when I spoke to Dr. Thompson.
I'm
he
sorry,
did say-
my motion, can you read my motion? Or can I state my motion
You
again?
did. You
No, you just butchered, that was not my. motion.
I didn't butcher. Please watch what you're saying and be respectful. You did say that you want a substitute motion. Go ahead, you moved it. I'm waiting for a second.
Substitute motion for what, though? What, can you restate what I said, or can I say it
You
again?
can do it because you are moving it, not me. So go ahead.
Okay, so I would like to hear from the community, whether it be a community forum before we make a decision on this, or a community survey. That's the motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, so let's go ahead and vote. I'm going to do a roll call vote for this. And again, as part of the discussion, like Dr. Thompson pointed out, board meetings are decided, the start times are decided by board members, not community members. We do take that feedback into account, and Dr. Thompson did weigh in with me. He did mention that 7:30 may be a little late, and so that's why we're thinking 7, so we're not quite able to accommodate the 1 hour. But can we get a roll call vote, please? This is for the substitute motion.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
No. Motion fails. I'm going to go back and I have a motion and second to modify the start time of the regular board meetings to be 7 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Can we do a roll call vote again, please?
No.
Yes.
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 Yes. Motion carries. Moving on to item 12D. Last meeting, during board member requests, I requested that we hold a study session, and I requested that staff reaches out to trustees. I would like to thank Trustee Irby and Trustee Freeberg for your willingness to participate in a governance study session. Those are important. For those who are unaware, these study sessions are extremely important when it comes to fostering stronger relationships between all of us so we can better understand our roles and make decisions that impact our students. And that's what all of this is about. While we do have, so the survey went out, 3 of us said yes, we did have a majority of the board willing to meet, but I do want to share some of the pressing needs that we have in the hope that my other colleagues would see the value of having one more study session. One is that the board is required to do a self-evaluation annually. We were unable to review and discuss those results as one of the trustees was absent. And the process for 25-26 school year also needs to be discussed. That was one. Two, Dr. Thompson had pointed out that Board Policy 9024 requires the board to evaluate our law firms annually. This was not done last year, according to Dr. Thompson, and I really hope we can do it this year before my presidency ends. I really hope we can do it, so that's why I'm kind of trying to push for this. And then the two more things which are not as pressing as 1 and 2, but they are CSB has made some changes with regards to confidentiality. Those came up at the Policy Review Committee, but I wanted the entire board to weigh in instead of only Trustee Rafia and me who are on the Policy Review Committee. And I asked that we talk about it in a governance study session because it's an important thing. And then the frequency of meetings is causing some issues with some trustees. And so there are things that need to be discussed. So in the interest of governance and accountability, I would like to move that we hold a governance study session either on October 21st or 28th, as those were the two dates that Dr. Thompson put out and Trustee Irby and Trustee Freeberg confirmed. Can I get a second for that, please?
So moved.
Thank you. Can I get the discussion? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, Trustee Gonzalez,
I can't make it, I have appointments already.
can you propose a different date, please?
Yeah, November, anytime in November?
Anytime in November, all right. What about Trustee Irby and Trustee Freeberg? Anytime in November, does that work for you?
I won't be in town for half of November. From 18th of November onwards, I won't will be out of town.
Okay, but you had voted no, so are you willing to attend the?
Yeah,
The survey that went out, you had voted no, so that's why I only asked them. Are you?
Okay.
Because Dr. Thompson told me that you voted no.
Did
That
I?
you did not want a study session.
In the survey, you selected no,
Okay.
but, we're looking at November now, so.
Okay.
um,
I'm confused.
We're just trying
to
to pick a date and looking at availability.
Yeah, since Trustee Gonzalez said he can make it in November, let's try and find a date that works.
The 9th looks like it could work, and that's a Thursday, the 9th. That is open.
That would be an all day?
No.
Oh,
It's usually 5 to 7 is when we hold our,
Okay.
our,
then.
I think that
it's
should be
probably a
plenty
yes for
time,
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the 8th, the 9th, the next week. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong month. That's why it looks so clear. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's the 30th. How about the 13th? When do you, oh,
Trustee
What day is
Gonzalez,
it?
does November 13th work for you?
Hold on.
I should be
That's
checking my.
And we can't do an all day, huh?
it's up to the board, really.
I mean, I have kids in school, so no. Thursday doesn't necessarily work. I have later pickup. Friday, the 14th. Historically, haven't Fridays worked for you?
Friday, Wednesday, the 12th, Friday, the 14th.
Friday, the 14th? Are you gone? Are you?
Works for me.
Okay.
Trustee Gonzalez, which one?
14th.
14th? All right, so, and Trustee Irby,
I'm available to the board, so
Thank you.
pick a day.
appreciate it. All right, so,
The time, let's confirm the time.
yeah, can we also confirm the time, please? So that when I move, I can.
Yes,
Uh,
5 to 7?
5 to 7, all right.
Yes.
Let's do a roll call vote just to clarify that everyone can make it on November
14th.
14th, 5 PM for a study session.
I'm sorry, 5 to what?
7, 2 hours. Does that work? Thank you. All right.
Yes.
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 Yeah, yes.
Yes, thank you, trustees. Appreciate that. All right, item 12E, may I have a motion and second to approve the award of the leaseback agreements to Bothman Construction?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I.
Opposed, say nay. Abstentions? Motion carries. Item 12F, May I have a motion and second to approve the agreement with ELS Architecture and Urban Design for the James Logan High School Dan Oden Swim Complex Conversion Feasibility Study in the amount of $28,950 plus reimbursable expenses?
So moved, please.
Just kidding. Yes.
Second?
Yes.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Op- Opposed, say nay. Abstentions? All right, motion unanimously carries. Item 12G, may I have a motion and second to approve the attached lease agreement with Home Eat Incorporated?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Abstentions? Motion carries. Item 12H, may I have a motion and second to approve the memorandum of understanding with Reach University Employer Partnership?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Abstentions? Motion carries. Item 12I, may I have a motion and second to approve the memorandum of understanding with Ambitions Behavioral Health 2025-26?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Abstentions? Motion carries. Item 12J, may I have a motion and second to approve the purchase of everyday speech licenses 2025-26?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Abstentions? Motion carries. Item 12K, may I have a motion and second to approve agreement with Hopskip Drive Incorporated 2025-26?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Abstentions? Motion carries. Item 12L, may I have a motion and second to approve the agreement with HMH Personalized Path Pilot Program 2025-26?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Abstentions? Motion carries. Item 12M, may I have a motion and second to approve agreement with Vision Service Plan VSP for Conley Carabel High School 2025-26?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Abstentions? Motion carries. Item 12N, may I have a motion and second to approve Comprehensive School Safety Plans 2025-26?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Abstentions? Motion carries. Item 12O, may I have a motion and second to approve school plans for student achievement 2025-26?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Abstentions? Motion carries. Item 12P, may I have a motion and second to approve new board policy 0420.41 charter school oversight?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Abstentions? Motion carries. Item 12Q, may I have a motion and second to approve new board policy number 0441, artificial intelligence?
So moved.
Would anyone like to second that? I will second it. Discussion?
I think we should revisit this policy based on some of the concerns brought up. I don't think we should approve it as is.
Okay. Does anyone else feel strongly about acting on this item today?
Well, the reason why I want to move forward with this is no policy is no policy. And I know it's weak, but it's an evolving issue, even at the CSBA throughout the state. And so having a policy, even though the way it's stated, and there's some really deep concerns because I hesitate, but we need to move forward because we have things that are going to happen. I know problems are going to pop up, but again, we will be revisiting this board policy. We will be revisiting this board policy. This is the first of many readings.
Thank you. Does anyone else have comments?
I
Trustee
believe-
Gonzalez?
I believe there is a motion on the floor. I want to, if there is a motion, second, Freeburg's, trustee for Freeburg's motion to table this.
Oh,
Am I, no?
we didn't.
I didn't think I made a motion for that, but.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay, so no action.
okay, we're on action. Yeah. We have a motion and second on the table, so can we do a roll call vote now? Is where we're at, correct? Yes, because we just did the discussion.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes. Motion carries. We're going to move on to item 13. Are there any items from the consent agenda that any board members would like to pull for a separate vote? All right, seeing none, we have a motion and second to approve items 13A through 13AX.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Abstentions? Motion carries. Item 14, nothing was removed from consent, so we're going to move on to 15, assessment of governance protocols and procedures. Does anyone have comments related to this item?
I think I do. I don't know if it's related.
Okay.
So I am on 3 committees right now. And my circumstances have changed since signing up in December. And I'm no longer able to attend the in-person SELPA quarterly committee meetings. This is one of the 3 committees that I'm on, and I'm gonna have to step down. And I'd like to find out if there are any other board members who are on 3 or fewer committees that could possibly take this on.
Okay, what time is that meeting and what day? 'Cause
It's
that-
usually Mondays at 3:30,
Mondays at,
and I believe they're quarterly. And
so we have one more coming up, I guess, before we rotate officers, correct?
We have a December meeting and I know they're trying to
We're
schedule.
trying to
a-
schedule the October one.
Yeah.
they're trying to schedule
Because they
an
don't have a
October one
quorum.
because they didn't establish a quorum.
Right, I remember getting that email. Are there any board members who are available to attend that meeting on Monday?
I'm sorry, they're Tuesdays. Yeah, they're usually
Tuesdays?
Tuesdays at 3:30. Yeah.
How many committees are you on, Pat?
MBROP, I'm available. So yeah, I'll do it. I know Michael was interested, trustee Gonzalez.
Are you the alternate, Mike?
Yeah, so I wanted that, but I already made, those Tuesdays I earmarked them for, my meetings, so.
So
No,
can you?
thank
pick
you.
tomorrow?
Yeah, no worries.
All right, so
Great.
can we make that change, please? So trustee Irby. Thank you, trustee Irby, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, and what else? Item 16, board consensus. Do any board members have any requests for staff? All right, seeing no further business, this meeting is adjourned at 8:20.